In this video I'm going to do an oil change, the oil filter, the air filter and also the spark plugs on this 2002 Mark IV Astra G. It's a 1.6 litre 8 valve engine. The video isn't detailed because I've not been able to do the work and hold the camera to show the actual details of what I did, but I'll explain what I did. I'll try and show as much as I can, and it really wasn't that difficult. It's the first time that I've done this on a Vauxhall Astra, and it's only the second service that I've done, so it really wasn't that difficult. Okay, I've got the car now jacked up on axle stands on the left side and over here, and the axle stands are on the subframe. They're not on any part of the suspension, they're on solid weight bearing parts of the car. Don't know if you can see that, but it's a Torx to get the oil drain plug off. I'm not sure what number is that is. I'm going to go and have a look. Okay, I've managed to get the drain plug off. It's actually a Torx T45, and I'm draining the oil out. The oil's drained out the sump, and the oil filter is pretty accessible on the Vauxhall Astra at the front, and luckily it was hand tight. I'll be able to loosen it with my hand, so I'm just going to move the drain tray underneath to avoid spillage. Okay, I managed to get the old filter out, so it was quite straightforward. I've got the new one here, which I'm going to put in now. Okay, having done the oil change yesterday, I'm going to check if the oil level's correct. But before I do that, there's the air filter to change. And the air filter is located on the right hand side of the engine compartment. And there's some clips. That need undoing. And I might need to undo this, I'm not sure. Okay, I've got the clips off, but this still won't budge, and I think this is going to need to be taken off. The air pipe, the airflow pipe, in order to take this off to get to the air filter. To undo this socket, to undo this nut, you'll need a 7mm socket. Okay, I did actually have to take this clip off, as I said, but even after taking that clip off, I really struggled to disconnect the air filter lid from the ducting. It took some force to do it, but I didn't want to crack or break this while doing it. But here we have it. Here's the old air filter. It's quite filthy. A little tip I've learned is this slides off the air filter lid housing, and if you slide this off, then you can completely remove the air filter. I've got the new air filter here. I'm going to put this in position. And then replace the air filter housing lid. Okay, so we've fitted the air filter housing lid back, we've made sure to tighten this 7mm nut bolt here, and also reconnect anything like this that we took off in the process. So next I'm going to tackle the spark plugs. On the Astra it's quite easy, we just take off the high tension leads. And the spark plugs are located there. So we're going to need a 16mm spark plug socket to remove these. For the spark plug socket I'm using a 3/8 inch ratchet drive with an extension bar, and here's the spark plug socket. And it's got a rubber encasing so it clicks onto the spark plug so it doesn't drop out when you're withdrawing it from within the enclosure. So I've taken the spark plugs out and there. So if we can imagine that this is the bonnet and this is the driver's side, that's the passenger side. So we've got the spark plugs I took out in order. And there's oil on the plugs, they're coated and they're quite black, and this is a sign that there's oil getting into the combustion chamber in the cylinders, and the so in the fuel mixture, the fuel and the air mixture, we also have oil being burnt as well, and that's what this what these black deposits are. This is a brand new spark plug here. Now I'm not going to clean these up and put them in. I've got a spare set of plugs, so I'm just going to put in new plugs, as these ones have been in the car for about a year. It's best to hand thread the spark plugs in rather than going in with a torque wrench or ratchet wrench to avoid cross threading. And I've taped up my spark plug socket to the extension bar so I don't lose it when pulling out the socket from the spark plug.